Welcome to Americana. I'm Willie Montague.
And I'm Shakea Hinton.
If you're looking for safe, watered-down commentary, you're in the wrong place. We challenge narratives, expose the noise, and talk about what actually matters. Buckle up. It's time to cut through the chaos. This is Americana. They're going to have to buckle up for today. We're getting ready to talk about criminal justice, crime waves, and failed democratic policies. Pete Hegseth under scrutiny for war crime allegations, and then rising tension with Venezuela and foreign policy oversight, and find out why, because why would you want to sue the Trump administration? But Costco is trying to sue Trump administration. Let's dig into this evening. Criminal justice crime waves across the country. Crime is rising in cities run by Democrats who put soft on crime policies, no cash bail, reduced penalties, and early release programs that consistently put repeat offenders back on the streets. While communities are demanding safety, Democratic leaders continue policies that prioritize criminals over victims. Ooh. Why is your people doing this?
Ooh, it's my people now.
Why is your people out here prioritizing these criminals over the victims?
Yet we have a president who pardoned all of those who were a part of January 6th, the insurrection. So if you want to talk about why are my people allowing criminals on the street, we can start with January 6th.
So January 6th, which is the March for Freedom.
That was a march?
It was a March for freedom.
That was a march for freedom.
So let's go back to January 6th real fast before we get into this. They stated, or President Trump put on his X before he was chopped, before Elon Musk took over, he told everybody to go home. So when those doors were swung open by the undercover individuals who wanted to make it look like President Trump was creating this insurrection, it didn't happen. It's not real.
How do you say that and there is actual footage of MAGA insurrectionists, Republicans, extreme Republicans, who were on the steps of the Capitol, who harmed our police officers and law enforcement and barged their way to make
it has point? Been many times before. People have said that these are individuals who were radical leftists who dressed up in MAGA gear to go over there to Washington, D.C. to put together this show to put it back on the Republicans.
Sometimes I sit in awe of the willing ignorance of those who proclaim to be Republicans. And you are okay with damaging property. Not saying that the Democrats haven't done that, because we've had some people on our side who have who have damaged public property in the name of whatever they are marching or they're in favor of, right? But the difference between the Democrats and the Republicans is that we are able to acknowledge and accept accountability, whereas you are continuing to push this false narrative as if January 6th did not happen. You call it a march for freedom.
But tell me one time when you have seen any Democrats that have took accountability for the chaos that they have created up and down the streets of America. Name one person. Tell me. I want to hear who are these people who have given accountability.
Willie.
So let's go on this. Before we talk about crime. So there is a soft on crime that is taking place in Democrat-ran cities, but yet and still, and I think we have had this conversation before. It behooves us to realize that we need safe communities, and when we have, whether we have a president who's a Republican, House that's Republican, Senate that's Republican, but when you have these cities that are ran by Democrats and they don't want to take the help that President Trump wants to offer to clean up their streets, that's problematic.
I think we should define safety when it comes to parties and when it comes to race and ethnic groups. I think both sides want safety for their communities. And to be clear, safety is not determined by party. crime is not determined by party. It is derived from socioeconomic issues, poverty, yeah, and various barriers that would allow someone or cause someone to commit crimes. Let's just set the tone for that. Okay. The way the Republicans actually go about creating safer communities is by providing more presence and strong-arming their way into communities. Black and brown communities do not respond well to that. You have to make yourself friendly in order to get results.
But with the BLM, they have strong-armed themselves into people's property.
Black Lives Matter.
No, it's burn, loot, murder. So they go into these places. No, all lives matter. But they go into these places and literally burn them up, loot them in their own communities. But no one talks about it. But speaking of crimes, let's talk about this allegation of Pete Hegseth, because he's under scrutiny. Defense Secretary, someone I actually personally have met. Pete Hegseth is under fire for defending the U.S.
for that?
U.S. against suspected a narco-terrorist while facing allegations of war crimes.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. You think that the secretary here is initiating war crimes?
I do, and that's because in 2019, Pete was cited saying that we as a nation was, in essence, really soft on crime. And that, you know, and that the United States needs to go in and be very strong and very dominant, right? To an extent, that is true. The United States has come across as a leading nation in both military, armed forces, all of those things. But however, there is a process in which you exert those types of authorities. What he allegedly commanded was for everyone to be killed in that boat in the Caribbean. There were 2 individuals who actually survived the first strike. The issue now is that he is now said, or allegedly said, to have caused another strike to make sure that everyone was annihilated in that boat. So those 2 survivors were no longer able to defend themselves, right? And so the question now is that permissible? And we all know that it's not, because it goes against the Constitution. My question for you is, how are you upholding that if you are so for law and order?
I want to take you to something in the Bible real fast.
Oh, here we go.
And it was the Amalekites. And people get mad because they blame God for wanting to. Why would he destroy these Amalekites? And this is the reason why I would say this. The Amalekites, if everyone was not destroyed or killed, however you want to put it, they would eventually regroup. They would have kids that would come back and seek vengeance on behalf of their families. If you don't get rid of the ones who are potentially can come and get us, what do you think? That you don't think they can't regroup together? You think this was the only group of individuals that was in that boat?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But what I'm saying is to cause for a second strike is inhumane, and it goes against the laws of order. Your party, the Republican Party, prides themselves on law and order, justice, justice. But how are 2 individuals who were already attacked, shipwrecked, going to regroup and fight back the American people?
You know what's inhumane?
It was an airstrike.
You know what's inhumane? What's inhumane is when we have these illegals that come over to our country, snatch up our women, snatch up our children, rape them, bring drugs over here, and continue to infest our community. That is inhumane.
You act as if illegals or immigrants are the only ones who are committing murder on the United States soil.
But I'm talking about illegals.
No. And I'm grouping everyone, because your party tends to only isolate and pick and choose who they want to target, to deem them as, you know, these criminals and just so barbaric. They see you as barbaric, Will.
So you think that these people...
You don't want to acknowledge that?
You think these people over here...
You don't want to acknowledge that?
You think they're on an ice cream truck selling ice cream?
What are you talking about?
Do you think that, I'm saying, do you think these are actually nice people? They're not criminals.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about the people who are these illegals. Do you think that these people are not...
Not all illegals are here for the wrong reasons.
But they're here, if you are here illegally, that's wrong. Yes or no?
So, yes. And
not yes.
No. It can. Two things can be true.
Okay.
You can be an illegal over here who are trying to do better and do right by you and your family, and you are waiting in line for your due process to become a legalized citizen in the United States.
Do a due process in another country. Why choose us? Why is it always the United States? Find another thing. We got to go on a quick commercial break.
Lord,
I thank y'all for listening to Americana. We're going to come back with rising tension with Venezuela and foreign policies again. And then find out why Costco is suing Trump. Y'all stay with us. This is Americana.
I need to sue.
Woo. Have we had definitely a time on Americana today. So welcome back as we're getting ready to talk about the rising tension in Venezuela. And I know there's a lot going on with war and foreign policies. So the second U.S. strike near Venezuela and reports of survivors being targeted, as we said, again has triggered outrage. Congress is demanding investigation. This is a huge current foreign policy story affecting Latin America, immigration, global stability, and U.S. military ethics. So this ties all back together.
It does.
So let's continue.
Okay.
You know, this is what gets me. I don't know why people want the responsibility to be on the backs of the United States citizens and our administration to continue to protect all of these other countries when they need to rise up and do what they need to do. It's time for us to focus on America. I mean, it's like we are torn to pieces because we have all of these crazy individuals who are in office who cares nothing about America. It's all about their agenda, and here we are suffering at it. Inflation, all these things, and it's not Trump. All these things that we see is all because of the previous administration and before Trump, because he got everything together, even Obama's administration.
So, question, a sincere question for you.
Here we go, Jesus.
It's been nearly a year that Trump has taken office, yet we are still, when I say we, meaning us as a country, we are still collectively pointing the fingers at Biden, at Obama, and hell, even George Bush. We going way back, right? When will the Trump administration take ownership for the damage that they are currently causing this country, including inflation, including the tariffs that we'll get to in a second, and the agreements and like the foreign policy issues and talks of war? When is the Trump administration going to take accountability for that instead of pointing the finger and saying that it was a former administration who has caused that? When is that going to happen?
Why would he take accountability for something that he's fixing? If anything, he should take accountability for the fact that he's fixing a disaster of someone who sat in office and had an auto pen.
What is he fixing?
He's fixing our economy. He's building stronger ties with foreign dignitaries. This is something that the former administration couldn't even do.
So let's go back to that. You said that he is fixing foreign ties with various dignitaries.
Yes.
Again, You just said it needs to be America first, but yet you are
we
talking
have
about
allies. This is not about us giving money. This is about us having allies. And it say nothing about money. I'm saying focus our money, our funds, our resources here in the United States. These people that are coming over.
You can't have allyship without money. There's an exchange of services.
These people that have come here that I've seen with these foreign, they have came here to bear gifts of great tidings to the United States, because that's what other countries should be doing. We are so pleased to be on the steps of the United States, not us bowing down to them. No, those days are over.
I am so confused about what your party, and obviously you don't speak for your entire party, but the representation that is sitting before me is quite contradicting. So you're saying that we should have ties with foreign dignitaries, but we should be America first. So which is it? You
can do both. We're not talking, having ties with allies does not equal funds. I'm talking about, if we're going to sit and fund wars like Ukraine, do you think that we still cannot have an ally with Ukraine without funding their war?
Willie?
Yes or no? Do I have to fund a war to have an ally with you? If I'm an ally with you and what you do, that doesn't mean I have to...
We don't know what agreements they have in their allyship.
And that's true, but it all doesn't have to equal money, is what I'm saying, because that money essentially comes from the American citizens. So that's what I'm talking about. We don't have to no longer fund anything. If you want to have an ally and we make, if there's ever a need for a call for Congress to call war, and these individuals are going to have our backs, and we're going to have theirs in those cases, absolutely.
Well, if we continue down this vein with Pete Hegseth at the helm of our being the Secretary of War, if we continue down this vein, we will be in war. Do you foresee that happening?
It's called the Department of War for a reason.
Do you foresee that happening?
Absolutely, but I'm all for it.
You're for war.
Let's do what we have to do to get this country together. And if
you sound like Pete.
If Congress...
You sound like your Uncle Pete.
Well, come on, Uncle Pete. If Congress has to call forth war, which Congress is the only one that can do that, then we have to do what is needed to protect this country. I think people are forgetting this is not about it. I don't want to see any lives lost, lives of the American soldiers, lives of other people's families. But at the end of the day, we're not running a church service.
Do you not see this? What he allegedly did, what Pete allegedly calls for, do you not see that as a retaliation coming down the pipeline?
Sure, that's how it works.
And you're okay with that?
I'm okay with us.
But yet you're saying that you don't want to see American soldiers.
You know what I'm okay with?
Dead.
I'm okay, like what the president says. He said, we're just toasting right off the planet. So moving along, Costco is suing, is trying to sue Trump administration, seeking a refund of tariffs. Costco is taking a jab at President Donald J. Trump, suing for billions in tariffs refunds it says are rightfully owed. Costco claims these tariffs unfairly drove up prices for businesses and everyday shoppers. Costco, you ain't got enough money. You want to come after Trump?
No. I think Costco has been a very respected staple in the community, both regarding party affiliation, right? I remember earlier this year when there were the removal of DEI programs, where a lot of businesses, Target included and other big name brands, bowed the knee and said that they were going to remove various DEI programs for their employees. Since then, there was an uproar of boycotts, all of the things. Costco, on the other hand, was like, y'all want to play ball? We're not going to do that. We are about equity across the board. Because of that, they are now still feeling the effects of the tariffs. Do you realize, Will, that the consumers are the ones who are paying for these tariffs?
Let me put it like this. When I go to the grocery store, nothing that I have purchased has changed from the time I purchased it 3 months ago, 6 months ago. So I think that what happens is mass hysteria. When you have woke, weak, cowardly, leftist, rainbow-colored hair individuals.
You don't possibly believe
that paint the narrative that the world is crumbling down and we have to go out and save it because Trump is destroying our economy.
Willie.
That is not true.
Willie.
It's not happening the way these people are trying to make it happen. It's not.
It is happening. And that is because you are a single man who do not bear the responsibilities of those who have children or who are caretakers. Ho, ho, ho. Parents, caretakers, and seniors are certainly feeling the effects of Trump and his tariffs.
Objection.
And I
objection.
say that, hold on now, hold on. I called out your singleness for a reason. You are able to survive on oodles and noodles and a piece of bread and some eggs if you wanted to. Parents have to figure out diapers, daycare, formula, all of the things for their children. Folks who are caretakers for their senior and elderly parents have to worry about their medicine, their insulin, all of the things, Will. The American people are feeling it. They are feeling it at the pumps. Well, not the pumps. I'm going to take that back because gas is now down, right? But in other areas at the grocery store, absolutely.
So I want to object there because I am a caretaker. I am a private owner of an organization with 6 people in the house. And I have to buy groceries, take care of their medicine, do all those things.
That is funded.
Not all of it's funded.
Okay.
No, ma'am. We don't get any state or federal dollars.
So that is fair. You have a collective group of people who believe in your mission, right? That is what the Democrats also believe in. We believe in collecting resources and helping those who are less fortunate. Let's call a thing a thing. So if you are benefiting from the practices of the Democratic Party, and we on TV, and I just caught you red-handed.
Look,
you are benefiting from the practices of the Democratic Party, but yet you have the gall to say that the American people are not feeling it and that it is hysteria. That is hypocritical.
Let me say this. I have not had but maybe one contribution from a Democrat.
It doesn't matter about party.
But you just said that I am
benefiting from the practices.
I'm benefiting from the practice of fiscal responsibility and free market solutions that Republicans stand for.
Bootstraps.
That's what Republicans stand for.
Bootstraps.
Got your boots on the ground.
Bootstraps. Where your fans at?
That's what we're benefiting from.
Hypocrisy.
But she says hypocrisy. I haven't got one doubt. I would love for the Democrats to support us and stop thinking that party affiliations is what separates and be able to help our kids. But instead, they want to go have drag queen reading hour and go out there and fan around.
Ain't nobody talking about none of that.
Well,
we weren't even talking about that.
Well, I'm just saying what they want to support. They don't want to support children.
You seem to always bring that into the conversation.
Because that's our way. Is it okay?
Ooh, child.
You know what? Have a great day. Well, that's all. That's a wrap for the day. I'm Willie Montague.
I'm Shakea Hinton.
Thank you for choosing real conversations over manufactured narratives. Join us tomorrow right here on Afro TV. Same time, same place. Until then, stay alert, stay fearless, and never back down from the truth. This is Americana.
Ooh.